Hi everybody, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is Saturday night at 7, which means it's time for a Facebook Live video. I'm just going to write quick like a bunny, make sure that we're transmitilating over here off screen stage left. And it looks like we are, but then I don't know what I just did, so let me get back to it. Well, yes, it's gone crazy. What a shock. Facebook has gone crazy. Who would have ever thunk that those words would ever be able to come out of my mouth? There we go. Okay, there we go. Now I see myself, and here we are. Rosemary, hello, how are you? Appreciate you joining. Hi, Mary. Karen, hello. Hi, Shirley. All right, so I have a very simple card today, and it comes to you courtesy of the beautiful Bamboo Beauty Stamp Set. Now, for me, this was kind of a flyover set. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Brooke. Hi, Vicky. And Vicky. Appreciate you guys joining. And Sylvia. This is one I think you could very easily just thumb right by in the catalog, and I kind of hope you won't, because it has beautiful sentiments, two of which are proverbs or a quote, and then it has these very pretty and simple bamboo images, and then a Japanese image that I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what it means, but it's pretty. All right, so let me go ahead and show you how to make this. Hey, Rosie. Hi, Nicole. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you guys joining. Okay, I'm going to set this aside so that we can get going. The card cuts are very simple, and they will all be on my blog tomorrow, so you don't even need to worry about that. I've got an evening evergreen card base, and then I am combining it with what I think is one of the prettiest color combinations ever: soft succulent and pale papaya. I mean, seriously, that it's kind of a no losing kind of a proposition in the color department. So I'm just going to start with a basic white piece of cardstock. And hey guys, appreciate y'all joining. I've got both of my bamboo trunks, if you will. I'm not sure what a bamboo trunk is. Maybe it's a trunk, I don't know. But I've got both of them mounted on my eye block so that I can stamp back and forth. And I'm going to start with some evening evergreen and the larger of the two trunks. And I'm just going to ink that up, and we'll put it up. I decided that was up. I don't know why, but I decided it was. So I'm just going to stamp it right there, like that. And then I'm going to wipe off my stamp, just because it's a lot easier to keep it under control when you wipe it off. Especially considering that I just got ink all over the block. A bamboo shoot, perhaps that's it. I don't know. Although I thought those were in cans. But what do I know? I don't know. We had bamboo once when we lived in Delaware. We rented a house that somebody somewhere in the past of that house had planted bamboo, and it was everywhere in our backyard. I don't know if you know this, but bamboo can be invasive. I don't know if all of the varieties of it can, but a lot of it can. So then I'm going to take the second image, and I'm going to just put it at an angle like that in soft succulent. All right, now I can set those aside. And then I have also mounted both of the leaves. There's a smaller image and a larger image. And I'm going to do the large image in evening evergreen. And I'm just going to stamp it like right there. And then I'll stamp it again without re-inking and stamp it like so. And then we'll take the smaller set. See, this is terribly difficult. This is some hard stuff right here. In soft succulent. And I think I'll go like that and down there like so. Okay? And that is the extent of the stamping for the card front. I know. It was very hard. We had a hard time getting rid of it. So if you want to plant bamboo, just be aware it can be quite the commitment. It's like planting mint. Have you ever planted mint in your garden? Don't. Just trust me on that. Do not. Okay, so I'm going to take a stitched rectangles die. It's the largest one of the skinnier grouping. So this is kind of the fatter grouping, and this is the skinnier grouping. And I am going to cut right here. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that out and hang on to it. I'll be right back while I do that. Hang on just one second. Just one hot second. is raining here. It's been raining all day, and it's feeling kind of like it's here for a minute, which, you know, I suppose is better than a drought, but it's pretty wet, and not all of my vegetables and plants appreciate it. So hopefully they will. Oh, goodness gracious, and I borked the heck out of that. Yeah, I'm not even going to tell you what I just did because it's just too embarrassing, but I'll show it to you. So I'll be starting over. See what I did there? I had ink from when I ran my vellum through on my cutting plate, and it went all over my card front. So, you know, that happened. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other piece that I had cut, and we'll get a different piece, and we're going to just start again as if that never happened. Pretend you didn't see any of it, okay? Yeah, just like it never happened. It's like it never happened. So, oh. Yeah, it's going to be one of those nights. I can feel it coming. Okay, here we go. Let's try that again, shall we? One more time. All right, so we'll just stamp this like this. I know you were really wanting to see a repeat of that last thing because it was very complicated, and I know you wanted to you know, see it. 95, Denise, there you go. Exactly, Karen. Nothing happened. There is nothing to see here at all. Nothing at all. And then the soft succulent at our angle, like so. And we'll set that aside, and then I'm going to wipe my fingers off because that seems like a good idea because it feels like one of those nights where I'm going to get ink everywhere. Yeah, okay. Now we'll plant our big leaves. We'll plant our big leaves on here. Like so. Stamp once in evening evergreen, stamp again without re-inking. And then we'll do the smaller image in soft succulent, like so. Okay, now let's see if I can do that again. Didn't see nothing. I like it. That's exactly right. Nothing happened here that we need to worry our heads about, right? Nothing happened here. So we're going to try it again. I'm going to wipe my acrylic plate one more time just to be sure. Otherwise, I'll be stamping this thing like 12 times before we get done tonight. Because I'm silly. I'm silly. All right. Yes, so it's raining, and it actually cooled everything off enough that I turned all the fans off when I brought the horses in tonight. They were wet, and it seemed like they would be plenty cool enough. And even the flies had kind of settled down, so rain has that positive effect. That's a good thing. All right. That's more better. That's a much more better. Much more better. All right. So, when you don't have ink all over your acrylic plate, this is what you get. That's right. This is when you used to murmur, 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 murmur. Can I just turn the plate over? I can, but I kind of forgot where, thank you, Rosie. I kind of forgot which side was down, so it seemed safer to wipe both sides, and then I actually stuck it on the bottom, but it looked like I got it cleaned. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Pale Papaya mat, and I'm going to use a little liquid glue and adhere my cut panel to it to make my card front. Like so. Just like so. As if it never happened. Alright. Now, I'm going to take a little bit. Have you guys seen the Baker's Twine Essentials pack where you get 5 colors? You get crumb cake, vanilla, white, Sahara sand, and black. 5 colors. Gotta love it. And then I'm going to take 2 pieces that are about, you know, that long. and I'm going to wrap them around. And by wrap them around, I mean I'm just going to lay them across there and adhere them in the back with glue dots. Okay. And that preserves my baker's twine a little bit, and it's just a little less bulk on the card. Because you know me, I'm worried about bulk all the time. I like to make thin cards that require no extra postage, by which I mean always, almost always take extra postage, because that's just how I roll. Okay, so that's about where I want it. Thank you, Janelle. I appreciate that. 21 and 22 is Amazon Day. I know it. I know. Amazon Day. Does everybody have a list ready? I have something I'm hoping to get. I don't know. I may get it. Something I've wanted for a minute. So if I get lucky and it goes on sale, then I will be getting it. All right. Now I'm just going to pop this back into place with a couple 3-dimensionals, or 4. I chose 4. And what you don't want is a dimensional where your twine is, okay? So try to think about that when you're putting your dimensionals on the back of your piece, because it'll make it kind of stick up funny. And then you're just going to set it back in place, lining up the image and the hole, and there you go. Okay, now before you came, I have stamped with my sentiment from Bamboo Beauty. I stamped a sentiment on some of the Pale Papaya shimmer paper. This is the 2021-2023 in color Shimmer Vellum. This is what you have to remember about vellum. As you saw from when I ran my card through, it takes it a minute to dry. All right, so this is in 2 different colors. I've got one in Evening Evergreen and one in Just Jade, and I did the Evening Evergreen for the sample. I think I'm going to repeat that. I was trying the not Just Jade, sorry, the Soft Succulent, but I think it's a little bit too faded, so I'm going to use the Evening Evergreen. And I also have a piece of the Soft Succulent shimmered vellum, and I cut it with the largest circle in the Tasteful Labels die, and then I embossed it in the awesome Macrame 3D embossing folder. Yes, Vicki, I now always cut them in half. It's a thing that I started about 3 months, 4 months, 5 months ago, and so now it's just kind of habit. So anyway, the Shimmer Vellum embosses beautifully. Can you see how pretty that is? And an added benefit is it hides adhesive wonderfully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere it in place, and I'm going to use a glue dot. Glue dots are excellent for adhering vellum, okay? But you still kind of want to be a little judicious, by which I mean don't go crazy with them. But you can see that embossing really kind of helps to hide that, okay? And I can actually even, because of the embossing, I can even stick a dimensional under there, okay? To hold it up, to give it a little support and hold it up. Hey, Pam. Alrighty, so we'll just stick this under here, like so. And see, you can't even see that. And that is thanks to I do have a little bit of something right here. I'm just gonna go ahead. Y'all, if you don't have a sand eraser, get a sand eraser, because that's what gets rid of ink. When you get those little stray pieces, little bits of ink, a sand eraser is what gets rid of them. That's this end. This end's just a regular rubber, so it would erase, like, you know, glue and things like that. But this is the sand side, and that's the side that takes out the ink. Now, for my sentiment, I'm going to put it across like this. Now, I do want to be kind of careful and think through where I put my adhesives. All right, so I'm going to use a glue dot over here, and I'm going to use a dimensional over here. And what I'll do is, I know I'm going to put a bow over here, so I will put my dimensional where that bow will hide it. Okay, make sense? Alrighty. And then, so I'm going to put it like right there, roughly right there. like so. But see, you can see that. So fortunately, it will be hidden by my bow. And then I'm going to put, I know I want to put a gem over in this corner. Well, now I know I want to put a gem because I want to put a glue dot there, right? All right, so I'll go ahead and put my sentiment on. Try to get it kind of straight. You know, kind of straight is way better than not straight at all. But that's just me. You guys, if you want to put yours on not straight at all, you do you. All right, so we'll put on our little gem, and then I'm gonna actually do some, you know, public bow tying. This is a 2122 or 2123 in color jewel, and I'm using it Evening Evergreen. And then I'm going to take a couple of lengths of this same baker's twine and do a bow. Do a bow for you. A bow. Y'all know I love you because I'm doing bows in public without a bow easy. Actually, a twine bow, I hardly ever use a bow easy because twine is actually relatively simple. You just have to kind of mess with it and help it keep from twisting. See, it really wants to twist when you pull it, so you have to use a little bit of coercion, shall we say. We'll just snug that up, and then we're going to adhere it right about there with a glue dot. So it will very nicely cover my dimensional. Isn't that clever? It's like I thought ahead or something for once. For once in my life, I thought ahead of what I was doing. Now, I was making this card the other night on my Zoom, the craft room on Thursday evening, my live craft with me or talk with me or just sit and chat with me event twice a week. We do that. That's for my customers and my team and my host club people. If you're interested in crafting with me live on Zoom, check it out. Okay, so I'm just gonna trim that off, and there is my card front. Isn't that pretty? Just elegant. And if you can't read it, this says the bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that breaks, which I think is kind of cool. Hey, Lenny. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and get me another card front since I borkified the first two that I did. So I just have another piece of whisper white. See, when old dogs try new tricks, they revert back to what they knew. First, I'm going to use my soft succulent, and I'm going to stamp a second sentiment. This one says, sending caring thoughts. Remember my tip when you're using a rubber stamp where you can't see through it, so not photopolymer. Go ahead and give it a try on a piece of grid paper so you can make sure that if it's lined up here, it's stamping exactly how you think. Because remember, the goodness of this, i.e. the straightness of it, is only as good as one, how good a job they did engraving the image on the stamp, and two, how good a job you did putting the sticker on, okay? If you're like me, sometimes those stickers are not exactly straight. So I try to test it ahead of time, even on something that I've used before, because I use enough stamps that I can't really remember how they go. And that is pretty close. I will take it. Thanks. Now we'll just add a little more bamboozling. We're going to bamboozleize it a little bit and just repeat, really kind of repeat what's on the front. So I'm going to take my large bamboo and ink it in Evening Evergreen, and we'll put it on the side here. And then we'll take the smaller one. Oh, I guess I needed to get my ink pad out, or open at least, since it was already out. And we're going to do this in soft succulent, and I'm going to go kind of like right next to it. In case you didn't know, bamboo tends to grow pretty close to each other. It can get pretty like jungly, just saying. Just throwing that out there, and then I'll put that there like that because it's cool. I really like these images a lot. I think they're very cool. I wasn't real happy with it growing, but I do like it on my card. Okay, so I've got the smaller leaf. We'll just put it there in soft succulent, and maybe one here in soft succulent, and then my large one and my evening evergreen again. Like that. And that is it for the inside. Let me put that aside and do my envelope real quick like, if I can find it. Here it is. Hi Roz, appreciate you joining. Yeah, it is, but it's the one that's longest. So this is the eye block, and you're really going to kind of want it. The next smallest one is here, and it's not long enough. So you really kind of need the eye block for this. But it's actually kind of handy because you can put both of the stalks or shoots or whatever you want to call it on at the same time. All right, so for our envelope, we'll just put some of this over in the corner. I got ink everywhere. That's fine. I can live with ink on here. I'm just going to cut that corner like so, and then we'll do the smaller one a little bit shorter, like that. And the bigger leaf. And the small leaf. And I'm kind of staying consistent with the colors. So the small leaf is always the soft succulent. The large leaf is always the evening evergreen. You absolutely do not have to do that if you don't want to. Now, for the back of the envelope, what I did was just stamp the leaf image twice across the flap closure. So let me show you how that looks and how that works. Yeah, Janie, see what I'm saying? It's kind of a flyover set. So just close the envelope flap and then place your stamp down and hold it. And you can see I've got some gap. Now this is why I always say, when you buy an ink color, when you buy an ink pad, buy the refill, buy the marker all at the same time, because I am going to fix this just like this right now. Okay, and I can fix right here as well. And I'll do the same with the small leaf in soft succulent. Like that. Easy peasy. When you have all the tools you need, you can fix things that you need to fix. Alrighty. Hey Jaretta, appreciate you joining. I get it. I'm saying I might not need them all. I know. Everybody needs all of everything, right? Okay. One more time, I'm going to wipe my hands. Feeling a little worried and self-conscious about the ink because I just feel like it's going to go everywhere. It's going to go everywhere because I'm on camera. And then we'll just use a little liquid glue. And now we're just assembling all of the pieces we've stamped up and have ready to go. So we'll go like this. Again with my pale papaya, one of my very favorite color combos ever. And an evening evergreen card base. Alrighty, here we go. Yeah, this is one of those stamp sets that when I saw it, I liked it right away. I didn't buy it right away. I liked it, but I was like, okay, yeah. You know, it's not flashy like the bundles are. It's not the peaches. It's not the strawberries. It's not the seascapes. It's just kind of a quiet stamp set, but it's got wonderful sentiments in it, which makes it really nice for encouragement cards or thank you cards, sympathy cards even. So, I would highly recommend that you put this on your list. Now let's see, somewhere I have my dimensionals. Or I could just get the new set out of here. There we go. And we're just putting those on. So yeah, I have been cutting my dimensionals in half for a while now. There's plenty of surface space with half a dimensional. And it's a little bit of a cost savings for me. Now the dimensional production industry cried foul, sent me messages, emails, hate mail. They're like, come on, man, we were counting on you to keep us afloat. But I did it anyway. I did it. Amy said to, and so I did. You know Amy. She said so. Now I do it. That's it. Thanks, Robin. Thank you, Heidi. Yes, Faith, that is correct. Every once in a while, you need a set that you can pull out when you have to make one of those cards that you wish you didn't ever have to make, right? Okay, so we're going to put that on like so. And then I'm going to go ahead, because I don't remember seeing any rules that say I can't put a gem on the inside, and I'm putting one of these gems right there because I can, because it's my card, and I can gem it if I want to. Alrighty then, there we go. And now look, I'm gonna fix that because it's bugging me again with my sand eraser. Is it gonna be perfect? No, but heck, by the time the post office gets done with it, no telling how it'll look anyway. So, and I'll put my return address there. It'll be just fine. All right, guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate you hanging in with me through my ink-tastrophe that I had at the beginning. And I hope that you will add this to your list. All right. I do still have my birthday week double points ordering special going on, $50 and higher. You get double peppermints. So instead of getting 2 peppermints for $50, you get 4, which brings you up to that magical 16 even quicker. And when you hit 16, you get to pick a free $40 something, whatever. And it can be a couple of somethings up to the value of $40. And I will send it to you free, drop shipped right from Stampin' Up. So please cash in on the peppermints and maybe add this one to your list or your order. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're celebrating Father's Day tomorrow, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Thanks, Sue.